What's up? What's up? What's up? We're doing a little bit of different daily fire today. I got some fire right here on this Monte Cristo. All right, I got the Monte Cristo Blaze. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we're going to do it official now. Let me make sure I got my mic right. Hope y'all are doing good out there. All right, we ready? 3, 2, 1. Yo, Daily Fire, episode 43. If it's trash, turn it off. But if it has value, please share it out for me. Of course, it's brought to you by maxeffortmuscle.com. For all your supplement needs, go to maxeffortmuscle.com. Got to check these greens out. And it's brought to you by the Business and Biceps Network. All right, Daily Fire, episode 43. We're outside. We're outside. It's nice out finally in Ohio. I got the cigar blazed up. It's Saturday. We got the Monte Cristo White Series. But here's what I was thinking about. I was having this big Twitter discussion this morning on the Jays, right? Everybody's talking about the Last Dance. Everybody's talking about, what their favorite Jays are and whatnot. And I was talking about how, I always wanted the threes, but I went to the 11s are my favorite. So for me, it goes 11s, threes, ones, and then infrared sixes. That's kind of my jam. That's the way it rolls. But I started to think about Jordan's really wasn't even the sneakers that I thought, oh my gosh, if I could have a pair of J's, I'd be the man, right? It wasn't that for me. And so it sparked a story that I thought I really needed to share with you guys. And the story was, I wanted Reebok pumps. I wanted them so bad. So 1991, I looked up the date just to double check, right? 1991, D Brown does the dunk, right? Where he has his arm over his face and he pumps up his shoes before. And I'm probably like 6th, 7th grade, probably 5th or 6th, somewhere in there. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I got to have these, right? Now, keep in mind, at that point, I was either still living with my grandparents because my parents had split, or we had just moved into our trailer. So needless to say, me having a $100 pair of shoes or whatever at that time wasn't going to effing happen, right? Just not happening. And I remember how bad I wanted them, though. I wanted them so bad. And here's the funny thing. Obviously, the realization of me not being able to have them, had to puff that cigar to make it keep going, was reality. And I just knew that. That was our situation of financial standpoint when I was a kid, right? And 3 years later, I bought them at a yard sale. 3 years after they were essentially the hottest thing, right? My friend down the street ended up being 6'6", 250. So he was like way bigger than everybody. So here I am 3 years later, with just no fucks given, just bought him at his yard sale. He's my friend and I wore his hand-me-downs. And I didn't even care because I wanted them so bad. But the crazy part about that is I just remember like how much I wanted them. And I never, even when I made money, I never bought a pair of them. I don't even think they even had the retros really available then. But here was what was crazy. Fast forward 20, almost 20 years into fitness and all these things are happening. And, I'm getting ready to leave MP and I built this, kind of business and notoriety in Reebok because actually Mark Bell, my homie Mark Bell reached out and, hooked me up with James Hobart, and then James Hobart hooked me up with AJ Pappas, and AJ Pappas connected me with Andrew Connor. And before you know it, early 2016, Reebok has offered me a contract to be a paid fitness athlete because I had wore the squat. I had done something I loved, pushed myself, but I wore their shoes in the Squat Everyday Trainer, which had 60 million page views. So they knew that I had given them exposure to a group of lifters that weren't Olympic lifters, that weren't CrossFitters, but were general fitness people that were like way above average strength, that were squatting every day, and they needed these shoes as equipment. So they saw the value there and in the kind of craziness that I do in general. And so what's wild is here I am, not as a kid, even ball game, not even in the ball game to be able to afford these shoes, but as an adult and not a pro athlete, by the way, because even though I try to operate like one, I'm really not, right? But still within fitness, I had created this business. I'm at the table and get this, for a $40,000, actually I got $1,000 in free gear a month and paid $3,000 a month. Do you know, like when I say that out loud, how light years that would have to even think that was possible? Are you kidding me? Like, but I followed my dream to do something in fitness to such a degree, pushed so fucking hard, believed in myself so much, and tried to be and do it in my own unique way in an unapologetic fashion, that it ended up to where I was at the table of a company that I couldn't even afford their tennis shoes, not because I was a pro athlete either, to them wanting to extend what is, I think, an amazing salary to do what I do. And I worked with them for 2 years. And so as I'm coming into Boston to sign this contract, I didn't ask for a free pair of pumps. I bought a pair of pumps and I wore them, which are right here, by the way. You guys remember these if you're younger, even if you're, or if you're older, but even if you're younger, you might have seen them retro. I wore these, the pumps I couldn't afford to buy, the pumps that I had to buy used at the yard sale from my friend. I wore these to the office that day in Boston to sign my deal with Reebok. It didn't even matter if that was $1, 40,000, 100,000. That's not even the point. The point is that to transition from that spot to being all the way in that spot, in that untraditional, like, and just believe that things like that are fucking possible. Like, are you kidding me? And so to me, I just wanted to share the story on, it's not like I aspired to be with Reebok, because I didn't. I actually don't even like Reebok. I like some of the people I worked with at Reebok, but I don't really like Reebok anymore. Well, sorry to get the cigar going. But the fact that I was, understood that 25 years from that point later, all the work, all the belief, all the drive that I put into this had ended at this spot, not even ended, but had the opportunity at this spot. I was like in disbelief that was possible. So that's really what I want to share with you guys. I've had multiple kind of stories like this that have happened to me that I was conscious of and that, meant a lot. And I remember walking into the corporate office that day, and I had been there before, but when I was walking in to be for real working with them, man, it was at 37 or however, 37-year-old athlete. I was like, man, like I'm in disbelief that this is the same life. But that's what that consistent work and belief will do sometimes. And so this daily fire is about just understanding, why not you? Why not you? Because I used to think that about myself all the time. Why not fucking me? And in that moment, I realized it had comes full circle completely. And it was just unbelievable. So hopefully you guys draw some motivation from this, and in your own way, you'll push in the same manner. Daily Fire episode 43. If it's trash, turn it off. But if it has value, please share it out for me. Brought to you by maxeffortmuscle.com. And you are listening to the Business and Biceps Network. Thanks. So that's where, now that there's a hard cut, Trey can cut that and put it up online. But we'll stay a few more minutes, smoke these cigars, see if you guys got any questions for me. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer them before we cut so Trey can put it up audio-wise. That's good. Oh, Kevin, I see you. Hey, the Levens Concords are the GOAT. But I got to tell you, though, even these things is mad heavy. Like, I don't even know if I'd really hoop in them. But, they represented so much. It was crazy. Any questions? Let me know. Looks like you guys is good. It is Saturday. Probably a lot of people out moving around. All right, I'm going to cut it off. I'll see y'all later. Take it easy.